So all the billions they pissed away into that country in military hardware, bribes with, you know, Hunter and Burisma, all that other shit. They were shit. And you got old Lizzie, and his partner. They were expecting to get trillions out of those natural resources. That shit ain't gonna happen either, is it? But you know, the whole time, the evil country over there is Russia, and we are way over here on the other side with our righteous senators who want the trillions in resources. They don't give a shit about those Ukrainian people over there. But remember, our side is the righteous side. You know, we're one nation under someone's God. You know, undividable. Liberty and justice for all. All that schmeal. So, I knew nothing was going to come of any of this. Big meeting over there with Putin and Trump. I think what Trump attempted to do was to help Putin. What Putin wanted to do was help Trump enter into the multipolar world with the United States of America. In other words, the U.S. dollar is not going to be the premier currency of the world. Matter of fact, some future investments might be better off to invest in other foreign currencies than in the U.S. dollar because of the value and the amount of interest they'll give you when you buy their T-bills. Just saying. But yeah, I think that Putin was trying to help Trump understand that the world that's coming is not going to be the one that used to exist as far as trade and how things are purchased. The U.S. dollar's out, and basically all the world, other than the West, and you can know who the West is because they have all the, well, they have an added flag to all their national flags and a lot of other issues. That's the West. But all the other countries, the sane ones, they have left and don't need the federal dollar anymore to do trade with the rest of those countries in the world. And I believe that the U.S., the Federal Reserve and everyone are doing their best to maintain an order of stability in everyone's eyes with bailing out the stock markets and loaning endless and endless amounts of money to the banks to keep the Ponzi scheme going. But at the day, we just keep adding a trillion more and a trillion more and a trillion more and a trillion more, and that's what the world's looking at. It's like, you guys have such a freaking huge debt. You're not attempting to pay it off, you're just increasing it. Well, we're not going to trade in your currency anymore because you use it as a weapon against us now. It's not going to be good for the United States of America. And like I said in the first part of this video, we're talking at lunch, where are the mandates to save America, to make America great again? I haven't heard one mandate yet for mom and pa to come back and small businesses. Not one. And remember when mom and pa stores that we all used to go to were being pushed out by the Walmarts, the Targets, the Best Bees, and all that other shit, right? And everybody pushed out, and the government put heavy taxes on the small businesses and a lot of other restrictions on them, and they had to quit. And they took all the load off the big business pushed all the little guys out. Now we just got a big store over here. Where before I could go down this road over here, the main highway here, and there was this little store and that little store and this little thing, and they sold a little different thing here and they sold something else over there. And there was mom and pa's. And then back here, I could go back up here into the industrial area. You had little small businesses running there, and they were making little widgets. Maybe 20, 30 guys working in there making widgets. No mandates yet. How are you going to make America great? By making the cost of everything imported more expensive. See, I don't think that that's the plan. They're just going to continue with the downfall of our economy in a different way, in a different smoothness. But now, they're going to be blaming it on the other guy. Which is how they always do it. You can't blame yourself for your fucked up country. You can't blame the government. You got to blame it on someone else. But at the end of the day, us Americans are pretty smart. We follow the news. As far as independent news. And we have our other ways of getting our information. Yeah, really, have small businesses back would be a great thing in our country. Some mandate, some small business loans, tax breaks, deregulation on small businesses. But, I don't see that. So I really don't think that we're going to have a great country here after this year. I don't think we're going to have a lot of manufacturing back. I actually think what's going to be happening here is in a few months, by another year's worth of months, there's going to be a lot of people out of work because their jobs have been replaced by AI. I could be wrong, but I know that they're replacing people at our place. So I think it's just starting, and we'll see. So there'll be more unemployed with no jobs. And with that being said, I've always talked about going into the trades, learning a trade. Maybe some of you guys might want to start thinking about that when you're sitting behind your desk job there. If your job can be replaced by AI, you might want to go and check out a trade school. And with that being said, like the other day, yesterday, I was sitting in a waiting room, having my vehicle worked on, talking with the gentleman over there, having his vehicle worked on. And his son's going to electrical school. And I was talking to him about what we do, my kind of experiences in the industry of construction, and engineering and stuff. And he asked me, if you could give my son any bit of advice, what would it be? And I says, well, if he's going in an electrical field, learn absolutely every part of the electrical field you can. Learn the major power generation. Just because you want to become an electrician doesn't mean you have to work in a house or new construction. You could actually work in a generator station, power plant. There'll be a linesman out there. Big money, big bucks. But then I also said to him, I said, like, look, if your son gets his certification in his electrical, he could go from there and go into an elevator maintenance. Because you've got to have your electrical in that. Or he could go into Havoc. But either way, it was refreshing. Guy's son's going to school to be an electrician. And like I said, he learns all the trade, every part of the electrical field. He could be a teacher, he could become a professor, he could become a scientist in it. He could work in a power plant. He could be a linesman on a line. He could do new construction, have his own little business. He could do repairs, have his own little business. Either way, he's on the right track. That's the one thing I did when I got into this type of field. I learned every part of the construction industry. I worked with those contractors, and they taught me what the heck was going on and what they did. I picked it up, learned it, and if they were good contractors, kept their name forever. Called them time to time, do work. But that's why today I know how to build a house from the ground up to the rich cat. Because I worked with contractors, learned those fields. And I'll tell you what, when you work with some guys love to share what they know, their tricks, little things they do. Oh yeah. Especially if you're a good hard worker. And of course I am. I didn't go there to just loaf off and get a check. I went there to learn what I'm doing and to assist the guy who hired me. and whatever he needed to do that job. We did it, and I learned, and I took it to the next level for myself. Just like Bushido and martial arts. You train with one master, and you go on your path, and you learn, and you meet other people, and you pick up things from them, tricks, techniques, and you add it to your own repertoire, and you take it on with you. So, yeah, so busy week. A lot of catching up, especially considering it's one of the few evenings I've had lately here with no rain. So, they're shy on some vids, but this stuff's just been going on this week, and today is Friday. I believe it's the 28th or the 29th. Yep, so let me know your thoughts. Give me your comments on what you've been seeing going on this week in the world. What do you think about the future of the Brics? Where do you think Ukraine war is going to end, if it will? And if you got any kids getting ready to go to school, I highly say get them interested in the trades, man. Good money going to be there. Good money, and you're going to be needed. You're needed already. All right, everyone. Until next time. This is Richard, and that's Pete back in there. Pete, come out of there. There he is. That's Pete. I'm Richard. This is Walk About, Talk About. Until next time, God bless, Jesus saves, and peace, everyone.